CustomTools has a built-in bidirectional integration to Microsoft Dynamics 365 Business Central from both SOLIDWORKS and SOLIDWORKS PDM Professional. It is a CustomTools Professional ERP connector module that is sold separately, but you can also request a free 30-day trial to try it out. For that, quotes and more information, contact sales@customtools.info. The integration is not a one-solution-fits-all. Like CustomTools, it's highly configurable. It can adapt to your existing way of working and to your existing design data without requiring migration. There are plenty of features, but what you can do and what you should do are not always the same thing. Let us guide you through. Now, let's go for a demo using CustomTools 2024 Service Pack 0. Please note that the configuration I'm about to demonstrate might not be suitable for a real-life case as it is. In my current profile, I have configured a compulsory item type property that defines what kind of an item a component is. In Business Central, I have defined 3 different number series that are used as item number depending if the item is assembled, manufactured, or purchased. With this selection, I'm telling for the integration which one to use, or if this component even is an item. I don't yet have any item numbers for my components, so these have not yet been exported to Business Central. But I already know this woofer element is actually a purchased component that should already exist in Business Central. So I choose it is an existing item and I search for it. This is a live search to Business Central. Next, I'll take the whole assembly to export. Item column is mostly purple, which means that the corresponding custom property is going to change during the export. This of course means the model has to be saved during the procedure. Bold lines indicate that write access is required to the components, and the export has already ensured that as it didn't give any errors. The item column of course corresponds to item card number, so when a new item card is created for the component, the generated item number is obviously written back to the model. Mapping between custom properties, item card fields, and BOM line fields can be freely configured. In this profile, I've mapped description, unit, and weight. Item blocked value is actually pulled from Business Central for existing items, and it's configured to prevent export of those blocked items. Here we can also see how I utilize the item type selection. It was in fact an alias list where new assembled item corresponds to assemble value, and so on. This is the code of the Business Central serial I want to use for my new item cards. This export profile also defines integration to Business Central assembly BOMs, but it also supports production BOMs. Here, each item that has a parent item will be added as a new BOM line to its parent's assembly BOM. Assembly BOM lines are part of the item card, but production BOM lines are part of the production BOM that is created for all parent items. Furthermore, this subwoofer is actually configured to be 2 different products, and CustomTools Business Central integration can be configured to export all configurations at once. Finally, let's go for the export. Before, my items listing only has the woofer element. I click Export and let CustomTools to do its business. Now, the export is done, new item numbers are generated and written back to the models, and the items can be found from the Business Central. Notice how we also export item previews. Let's take a look at the assembly BOM of this CT subwoofer standard. Looks good to me. How about the outer casing? Oh no, looks like we are missing a backplate. Let's see how we can add things to our design. I open the casing subassembly and quickly verify it's really missing a backplate. So let's design it. Now I visit CustomTools properties of this new virtual component. My profile defines unique file names for components of this woofer project, and I prefer not to use virtual components, so I save it externally. The item type is of course a new manufactured item, and now I need to fill in the description and the unit. The unit listing is actually part of the integration, These are all valid unit values provided by my Finnish Business Central. For the sake of completeness, let's also fill in the material. Now we can apply the properties, and CustomTools handles everything from file naming, location, and custom properties. Let's close the design and save the main assembly, and we are ready to export again. Most of the items here are with the OK status, but we also have this new backplate we just modeled. Also the casing item and the product item are getting updated because the mass of those assemblies changed, and this applies to both configurations. Let's go ahead and export these changes. Refresh, and we see the new item created and present in the assembly BOM of the casing. Now, what if you want to supplement this assembly BOM with items you don't want to design? Maybe some superglue is needed to assemble this casing. For something like that, you can configure virtual items. Let's visit the properties of this casing assembly. Here I have a BOM additions property. I've configured it to be a table of items that I can query from Business Central and add arbitrary amount. Now let's find that superglue and add 10 units of it. And export. As you can see, 10 units of superglue is going to be added to the assembly BOM of the outer casing. It is a virtual item in this export bill of materials. It is also going to be added to the other configuration of the outer casing. Now let me show another powerful feature. I have defined that item card is the data master of the description mapping. This means I can control custom properties of the design using Business Central. Let's finish the previous export and refresh the view. No changes here, but that is expected. We only changed the product name here in the triple configuration. Again, the purple field value indicates that the mapped custom property is going to change to the shown value during the export operation, which at this time only performs a value import for that one design. To demonstrate how it all works in PDM Professional, let's head back to the Business Central and edit yet another description, CT subwoofer to standard subwoofer. Exactly the same CustomTools export can be enabled in PDM Professional by configuring the CustomTools task add-in. Here I have the same export profile twice. The first one is configured as a background task and the second user interactive. The background task can also be launched during a workflow state transition. There are a few different ways to run this export task. I'm utilizing a task host machine to do the actual write back to the files. The benefit of that is that I can configure a higher privilege user to perform the necessary checkout and check-in operations. Let's now take a look at that data card. Remember, we changed CT subwoofer to standard subwoofer. The description doesn't seem to have updated yet. Let's give a few more seconds for the task to finish and then refresh again. And now the task has completed. Thank you for joining this demonstration. For the complete list of features, you can go to portal.customtools.info and download the Business Central integration white paper. Although the features are plenty, we also offer customization and development services, and especially the integrations are designed to easily allow business logic customizations. We really are the seasoned professionals in the field of SolidWorks and SolidWorks PDM.
We are in the life-saving business. We kill your routines before they kill you.